guys, welcome back to Third Rate Content. Today we're in the small market town of Wem in North Shropshire, and we're just going to have a bit of a walk through the town centre and see if I can remember any of the historical gems that I've dug up. So join me for my walk. The Saxons first settled Wem 500 AD, so this street's been in use for a long time, though it might have looked a bit different back then. Yeah, the first Baron of Wem was one Baron William Pantol, who was a veteran of the Battle of Hastings, fighting obviously for William the Conqueror, Norman, the invaders. Paid off for him though. Jules pubs, two Jules pubs in Wem town centre. This one, the White Lion, and just down the street, the Castle, another historic pub. But another piece of history for you about Wem: the Hanging Judge, Judge Jeffreys, 1645 to 1689. It's from Wem and was made the Baron of Wem. He hung a hell of a lot of Monmouth rebels in his day, not very well remembered. So you can see the tower, St. Peter and St. Paul's Church in the background, rebuilt in 1500 after it was destroyed in the Wars of the Roses in the 1400s. Here at the Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in the middle of Wem, very ornate gate posts there. Just gonna have a little look round it. And here we have the War Memorial for World War I and World War II. The brave men who sadly lost their lives serving their country. The organist parks here normally, but the wheelie bins have been put out at St. Peter and St. Paul's Church in Wem. Look at this ancient doorway. Some weathering on that. Quite some damage to this memorial, as you can see. Yeah, a lot of these from the 1800s, mid 1800s, very weathered now. I mean, these are all far more weathered than this one over here, which was from 1847, so same era. So Wem, the name of Wem comes from the very old word of wam, which meant marshy land in very medieval, pre-medieval times, and obviously the name adapted as it moved through history. The Wem. Third-rate research. Ornate Victorian red brick Hills Cottage, height of the Victorian era, and in the background, chimneys of the Wem Mill. Beautiful brook just off the main road in Wem, just by this little bridge going over the brook with the mill, which is no longer a mill. It's been converted into apartments about 20 years ago. Before it was converted into apartments, it was used for light industry, tyres. I believe there was remold tyres there after it was used as a mill, in between being apartments. The site of Wem Castle would have just been about here. It was a Motte and Bailey castle established by the Normans after the conquest, obviously. There's not much left of it now. There's buildings on top of it by the looks. If anybody knows any different, correct me, but I just can't see where the hillock is, where it would have been. But like I say, it was the Normans who established it. Town walls ran up this way, and obviously all around up there. But that's Wem Castle. Not much left. Yeah, Wem. Its castle, its Motte Bailey Castle and town walls were completely destroyed by the marauding Welsh 14010. And that was the first fire of Wem. Here's Wem Town Hall. The site, 26 years ago, of a major fire. It gutted the building, and there was a famous picture taken of a ghost. Which was taken in 1995 during the fire. Looking at the picture again, first time I've looked at it for years, it is quite a eerie looking picture, and it was a long time before Photoshop was a thing, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm saying is, make your own mind up, like I would with anything. Here right across the road from the town hall is the Silverfish Chippy. I've never eaten here. It might be really good, but I just thought the name Silverfish makes me think of an infestation of insects. And you know, it might be a good chippy though. I'm not knocking it, but I just thought I'd point it out. White Horse, seen better days. Hopefully it will again one day. So, 1677, 11 years after the Great Fire of London, the Great Fire of Wem burned down all the timber buildings, like many of the great fires of the 1600s. They sort of cleared the way for brick buildings which came along in the 1600s. I'm not 100% sure, but I wonder if this was the old police house of Wem. Quite possible. It looks definitely like a Victorian red brick civic building of some kind. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. No more. It looks like this was Wem's old library. Victorian, obviously red brick. Fine civic structure. This time red brick once again. This time it's an austere Methodist church still in use. The style is pre-brutalist, Victorian, modernist. A style I just made up, but it's very Methodist. Other side of the road, exactly opposite of the red brick church, is this beautiful Wem Millennium Green, it's now known as. I don't believe it's actually a church now, but it's quite pretty. In recognition of 20 years service to the Green, Linda Etherington, founder and chairperson, who sadly passed away in 2019. The memorial here on the door. It's quite pretty here. We've made the mark on the red brick, or the red sandstone. Quite soft. And you've got the nice tranquil space here in Wem. A lot of the gravestones have been moved to the side. as it's deconsecrated, I'd say now. Again, mid 1800s, some of these. That was this church's heyday. Although I'd say it went back a little bit earlier. Wem today is on the Shrewsbury Crewe track, in between, sort of halfway between Shrewsbury and Crewe, and there's a, as you can see, there's a road crossing sort of in the middle of the town, so it can hold traffic up a bit, and then right opposite is the town park. It's a classic town park, 20th century style. There you go, I'll walk through Wem. Bird's eye view of Wem. Artistic rendition. So thanks for joining us today on Third Rate Content. Hope you enjoyed what you see. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. It scratches that itch, and I will see you really soon. Third Rate Content, sign out.